Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing the front pages of the newspaper. Mariam.
Yes, so marketers have argued that Nigeria cannot ban fuel importation because the country's refining capacity is still low. So the marketers under the aegis of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Petroleum Products Retail Outlet Owners Association of Nigeria said any ban on fuel importation now would trigger scarcity and a hike in fuel prices. We remember Nigeria's first policy that the president directed on Monday, saying that no procurement of foreign goods or services already available locally shall proceed without justification and a written waiver from Bureau of Public Procurement. And so because of these claims, and you know, there have been claims that the refining capacity has increased, and we know the Aliko Dangote, because of his refinery, he believes that they can meet local fuel needs. But the national vice president of IPMAN is saying, see, we don't think that the government should be thinking in that direction. Banning importation of petroleum products, this is not the right time. We only have one refinery. We can only boast of one refinery now, that's Dangote refinery. We need other refineries to be up and going before we apply that particular policy on fuel. So that's their own advice that they are giving government. We know, you know, when the first policy, when it came out, I think we read it on Monday, we're all excited. It means, you know, better business for us. It has a very strong positive impact on our economy. But we also, based on what Ipman is saying, that be careful so that it don't cause scarcity, as they don't believe that just Dangote refinery will be sufficient to provide.
let's lighten up the. Are you giving us?
Today is Friday, so this one is just appeal to all ye commissioner Omu. Some people will drink one brand, it will finish, they drink another brand, it will finish, go to the third one. NAFDAC just apprehended a man yesterday, one Madu Simon, for allegedly producing fake popular alcohol beverages in Lagos State. This is just as the agency said it confiscated the fake products, which were worth 114 million naira.
Well.
And these products, they are popular drinks like Hennessy, William Lawson, Bailey's, Martell, St. Remy, and Jameson, which were all falsified by these suspects. So every other Friday when you people are going to pop it, remember that there's a likelihood that you are popping your kidney and joining it. So please, let us look and buy original. And the suspects, he tried to even escape because he knew that what he did was not good. And the guy tried to flee. But he was apprehended, and it added that the adulterated alcohol beverages, of course, were worth 114 million that were recovered from the outlet, stressing that an investigation has commenced into the matter. So please, these days when you just see young adults or young people in their 30s, 40s down with kidney failure, and we are beginning to imagine how it is all these things that add up. So please, Nigerians.
And it's not just alcoholic drinks.
It's not just alcohol, but it plays a major role.
Everything. So
and once it is fake.
What is really food security? Is it abundant of food?
Or quality.
Quality.
The quality is extremely important. Moving on to Daily Sun, major headline. DHQ exposes forces behind terror attack, fingers foreign headers. We've done well, Tinubu tells Soludo. Applause as Imo Airport hosts first international flight. Akpabio tackles defense minister over comment on security summit. I swear in God's name, I have no hand in NSAS killings. Nnamdi Kanu tells court. Gunmen kill truck driver, abduct 37 passengers in Imo, Kogi. Armed headers kill district head in Benue, and Governor Kefas Kalu Obi join world leaders to celebrate new pope. This killing is just too much. It is like too much. Our heart goes out for the family. You can take your step.
So the defense headquarters has said that violent attacks on local communities and killings of farmers in Plateau, Benue, and other parts of the country are mostly perpetrated by foreign headers. So the Director Defense Media Operations was talking to journalists yesterday, and he says that that many of these armed headers who have killed thousands, rendered many homeless, are not from here. The governor of Benue State also said recently that the attackers were foreign headers. They were taking advantage of the ECOWAS protocol on free movement of livestock to invade communities. So according to the Director of Defense Media, he says that even though Hausa is spoken you know, in Nigeria, but Hausa is spoken actually across Africa. But you can tell that there are different inflections, intonations, accents, do you understand? And given that you're able to tell where these people are from. So he says that they're able to decipher whether these people are from Nigeria or not. He says here that the way they speak Hausa, how they're able to profile them, the way they speak their Hausa is different. You also look at their hair type as well. So some of them are from Mali, Central African Republic, Ghana, all these places Hausa is being spoken. And then he also talked about the hair similarities. He says the only place that you have similarities to some of the hair that they see, like in Shuarab, it's in Borno State. Even though they have similar hair, they still are able to differentiate them. And from what they have seen so far, a lot of these people who are being causing all these issues and the violence are foreigners. They're coming in through our porous borders to for all these violent attacks. They said they bring in, sometimes they bring in their cattle, go into farms, you know, and just cause havoc left, right. So we know that. We know about the porous borders. We've heard it before. We have heard about the foreign herders coming in. We've heard it before. What is the solution? Every time I hear the military telling us what we already know, I'm just wondering, so what's then?
I'm sure you read the story till the last full stop
waiting
to find out.
Therefore,
we are going to do... No, but I think it's this one for headers. If we truly ban open grazing everywhere, we'll reduce the fact that we have headers everywhere. You know, sometimes the solution is so hard that we do like we avoid it.
It's a Nigerian argument against it. So we have now colorized an innocent ethnic group with a bad name. They should be the one fighting for the ranching to stop it. Instead of being opposing.
This one too. This one is talking to all ye Moroccan whites. White in 7 days. The federal government is telling you that 80% of Nigerians suffer skin cancer due to bleaching. Well, 80%, we did the remaining 20. The federal government has said about 80% of Nigerians currently battling skin cancer as a result of bleaching.
Well, we're selling them. The
government lamented that despite the huge numbers, most of them are not even aware of the disease. Yeah. The Director General of Raw Materials and Research Development Council, Professor Unayilogu Ike Monso, stated this yesterday at a workshop in Abuja organized by the Tropical Derma Research and Training Institute on Skin Care Research. He says we also have a problem with our skin because there is an epidemic here in Nigeria, topping the rest of the continent. As a matter of fact, Africa has more than 80% of its women with deep bleaches, skin problems. Sure? And about this 80% of Nigerians, some do not even know that they have serious skin problems, but statistics have it that at least 80% of Nigerian women bleach. He, however, disclosed that the government had trained some people to obtain sample of skin problems across the country, and noting that Nigeria has enormous raw materials to deal with those challenges. So it is a challenge on its own because of the epidemic nature of our problem. If you leave that untreated over time, if you do not solve the problem, over time we are going to have degenerations and things like we also have epidemics in terms of skin cancer and other associated
is looking
problems.
Yeah,
but then you got 80%.
I met a guy that came to look around, look at people's legs, look at their hands.
Hold on, Temo. This one now said the majority of women, African women, black women, just want even skin tone. They don't want to be able to take off their clothes and have different complexes all over their body. I remember one Olorin sang Oju Pupa Ekene Kodudu.
Now we be that.
So
well,
let's move on to our final paper.
I wanted to quickly take
the story. You take the story. Let me just read this. Nigerian Tribune major headline: foreign headers behind the attack from the Department of Defense headquarters. Then in 2025, UTME results consistent with 12-year trend. That's from JAM. How Osun attained 7th position in national examination ratings from Adeleke. Tariff hike. Nigeria's internet users decline. That's NCC report. What other story do we have? Senate passes 2 remaining tax reform bills to go into conference with reps. 2027, defunct CPC chieftain Abbas, Niger, Katsina Governor Amakura, others pledge their support. Let's start with
So the Commissioner for Information in Imo State has commended the governor for the renovation of the Sam Mbakwe International Airport runway. And so this facility upgrade now would enable international flights take off. You know, the airport na local flight before. Take off from the airport directly to any part of the world that they're going. And they're looking at these two pilgrimage ahead. They are looking at the Hajj as well as the Christian pilgrimage much later. And they said that most of the pilgrims will now fly directly out of Imo State. I'm surprised that they're talking about how many Muslims in Imo State. I know they are Muslims because I have Igbo cousins who are Muslims. But,
what's the percentage?
But what's the percentage?
Who has the jam
I
result
do. They said that people have been dum-dums for 12 years. So the registrar of JAM, Professor Ishak Oleyede, has clarified that the performance statistics of 2025 UTME were in line with results recorded over the past 12 years. He says that the 1.9 million candidates who sat for UTME, approximately 1.5 million scored below 200, but emphasized, however, that such results were not unusual and aligned with historical pattern. It's not peculiar to this year. The performance statistics are consistent with those of the last 12 years. I didn't realize. Oh. Yes. He says we have not released individual results yet, but we have published overall statistics and currently reviewing cases of some candidates with borderline issues, and then they need to determine whether to release those results or withhold them.
Interesting.
But for 12 years, this is the trend.
It's not new, but not tell us what we should do to better the results. That's all we can
no, that's not what his job actually is.
His job is just to do the
take
exam.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break. When we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.